What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to do some summer maintenance on this Trident Maple that I've been growing for the last probably 15 years. All right, well, this has already been defoliated once this year and cut back pretty heavily because I'm trying to keep it compact and make it into a Shohin composition. So what I'm doing right now is first to just eliminate some amount of the leaves that have come out since it was defoliated. I don't think I'm going to take all of them off, but I might change my mind. So where the tree has put out shoots, I'm also going to be trimming those shoots back to one node. All right, now if I eliminate some of these leaves, it'll let you guys see a little bit better the base of these shoots that I'm looking at. All right, so these two shoots have come out and I'm going to cut them back to just one node, leaving either one or two leaves initially, and then I might come back and trim them a little bit more. Meanwhile, I'll continue eliminating other leaves and shoots. One of the things I'm concerned about here is that at one point this tree had a little bit of an accident and something fell on it. I think it was a piece of wood, and it broke off some of the branching on this side. So I then proceeded to do an approach graft. So this shoot right here is coming off that approach graft, and I feel like this low branch has been relatively weak. So I'm actually going to leave it to gain some strength and girth while I reduce the foliage on the majority of the rest of the tree. So if you're not familiar, Trident Maples send out a lot of leaves in pretty compact spaces when they can. So this is the normal maple pattern here. But with Trident, sometimes there's actually a cluster of more like 5 or 6 or 10 leaves on, especially on branches that haven't elongated a whole lot. So it just ends up being a lot of leaves on not a lot of branches. So the idea here obviously is to allow more light in and to encourage the weaker growth that's closer into the trunk and otherwise would be shaded to continue growing while cutting back the outer growth. So I have some nice back budding going on here, but I want to kind of continue to push this thing backwards because as a Shohin, I need to get the branching to be as compact as possible. So this branch over here, I've sort of allowed to run a little bit, and it's kind of the low branch that I would want to be a little bit bigger than the rest of the composition. So I'm not going to leave all of it to run, but I am going to leave one of these shoots on. Let me just give this a quick spin here. If I lived in a hotter climate, I could probably just go ahead and completely defoliate this. But where I am right now, the summers are just not hot enough to do multiple defoliations. So again, what I've done is left some of the low branching I want to encourage to get a little bit stronger. So that's this and this over here, as well as leaving more leaves on the bottom. Meanwhile, I've cut back pretty hard some of the branches that are on the top to try to continue to get it to ramify in a tighter space, because as a Shohin, I don't have a whole lot of space to work with. So just like with a lot of other deciduous trees, defoliation and leaf reduction of varying flavors is one of the key techniques. So I'm hoping to see another good spurt of growth out of this over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks, and hopefully getting even more back budding into the center here. I should say, for the last couple of years prior to this past spring, when I repotted it into this growing container, I had it in a smaller show container and it just wasn't really thriving. So putting it into this large container has definitely increased the vigor, and so I'm hoping that that's going to also increase the speed with which I can create more finely detailed branching in this envelope. That wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.